Hello everyone from rural China. Welcome to my lovely little patio. Isn't it cozy? I love sitting here. I have my breakfast and lunch here. I often do some work here if it's not something too intensive because yes, this place is a little bit distracting. The birds are chirping, the breeze is blowing, sometimes someone's over there drilling or whatever. Someone's renovating a house a little bit down the way. So anyway, today's video topic is my least favorite things about living in rural China. I've been here for over 6 months, so I've compiled a lengthy list of everything I hate about this place. Just kidding. It's not that serious. It's just that there are a few annoying things here, and I already shared all my favorite things in a video last month, so of course to balance out all that positivity, we need a little sprinkle of negativity. So here are some things that are annoying about living in rural China. Item number 1. These are not in order of severity, by the way. This is just the one that always comes to mind first. The barking dogs. Stop barking, I'm getting mad just thinking about it. Oh my gosh, they bark all the time. In Canada, guard dog in training over here. They're guard dogs, they're not pet dogs. So when you're walking by someone's property, they'll bark at you. But they're not just like barking for the sake of barking. During the day, they have some purpose behind it. Like, hey, get away, you know? So during the daytime, they're either barking to strangers once in a while or they're laying out in the road sleeping. I don't know why you would want to sleep in the middle of the road, because when a car comes by, they beep at you and then you have to get up and wait for the car to go and then get back in your spot in the middle of the road. But that's just what the dogs here do. So they spend the day doing that, and then when night comes, they just bark and bark and bark and bark and bark and bark and bark. Well, it's a nice break from the dogs barking, I guess. The best solution to this I found is just put on my noise canceling headphones. Those headphones are a godsend. They're just like the best thing ever. And they're really coming in handy right now to deal with the noisy dogs. There is the occasional nice friendly dog, but they are few and far between. The majority of dogs here love to bark. Item number 2, cooking my own food. I know, first world problems, I get it. And I think part of the reason why I hate it so much is because my job is like half freelancing. So I do work at an environmental organization, but I'm also running all these social media accounts, which means that I have work to be doing like every minute. So then I just like don't want to take an hour or two of time that I could have spent editing a video, I could have spent writing something for my other job, and spend it cooking stuff. I just don't want to cook ever. There are 2 restaurants and I go to them sometimes, but you'd definitely get sick of them if you had that every single day. And I know a lot of people can find a lot of genuine enjoyment in cooking a meal, and I just can't. I just hate cooking. I cooked every day when I was in college too to save money because the dining hall was so expensive at my university. But in the US, in American grocery stores, I felt reasonably inspired when I would walk in the store. Like I would know what to make because I've grown up eating American food, so it just comes to me. Like I kind of know what to do, but when it comes to Chinese food, it just doesn't come naturally to me at all. I don't know what to do. I get really overwhelmed in the grocery store, at the market, like I don't know what to buy. So a lot of the food I make is like this weird hybrid of Western and Chinese. And people have asked me in the past, can you order delivery to this place? Let me show you guys what comes up on Meituan when you try and order delivered food here. So you basically got 2 categories of things. One of them is cake type things, like for a party, and the other category is quite literally catering. And I get it, it's far. The food all would have to come from at least the neighboring town, and no one's gonna deliver me like a little thing of noodles or something, so no, basically. No, there is no food delivery around here. And if you guys have any recipes to recommend to me that are like minimum effort, not a 20 item long list of ingredients, feel free to chuck them in the comments. Yeah, it's annoying, but it's definitely not annoying enough that I would not want to live here anymore. You know what I mean? It hasn't gotten annoying to that level, but it really makes me appreciate my trips to the city once or twice a week, because it's like, yes, I can have a different meal than the same 5 recipes I make on rotation. Yay! Going to the city brings me to the 3rd thing that is annoying, which is the commute to get to the city from here. So this place isn't too far in the middle of nowhere. It is still within the radius of Hangzhou, which means that Hangzhou's public transport does reach here. It's just a bit long. So from my bus stop here to the neighboring town is about 1 hour and 10 minutes. Then from the neighboring town, I take a taxi for about 15 minutes to reach the metro station, and then I go on the metro for 40 minutes to 1 hour to get wherever I'm going. So it's pretty long. If you have a car or you take a taxi, which I do pre-arrange taxis sometimes if it's an event for work I'm going to and they're going to reimburse it, it depends, then that takes like 40 minutes to reach the first metro station on the west end of Hangzhou. It's not that bad if you have a car, but I don't. And there is a bus that comes 2 times a day that will deliver you directly from this village to the metro station on the north edge of Hangzhou, and that bus is chef's kiss. If that bus just came a few more times a day, then I wouldn't even be putting this in the list. And speaking again of that long distance to get here from the city, it also makes it difficult for me to see friends. And as I mentioned in the Q&A video, it's really comes down to your personal preferences for life, like what's more important to you. For me, I would honestly rather give up a quote-unquote normal social life to be here in this wilderness. But I do need to acknowledge that this is a disadvantage for sure. It has hindered my social life living out here. As a lot of y'all probably know, most rural areas in China right now have an aging population, and this is also true in a lot of other countries like Japan, Italy, etc. This is kind of a thing that's happening all over the world, and that is also a hindrance to one's social life, is the fact that there just aren't a whole lot of young people here. Actually, Baizhang is better than most other rural areas I've been to because we do have a few small companies here and some rural crafts workshops, like an art center, stuff like that. That's in the neighboring village, not in my village. So there are some young people here, but definitely not a lot. I do chat with the grandmas a lot, especially in the evening. That's when everybody's out and about. But it's not like I've integrated myself deeply into the local grandma cliques because we just have too big of a difference in our lives, like age-wise and background-wise, and also they speak a local dialect here that is incomprehensible. I mean, they'll chat with me in Mandarin, obviously, but I'm sure in their regular social circles they are mostly speaking the incomprehensible dialect. But I don't actually feel lonely out here. Like, I feel very socially fulfilled, especially because work is always sending me to places to meet people and stuff, and I get along very well with my colleagues. But then when I actually think about it, it's like, yeah, I don't have a normal social life, but I feel like a lot of adults just don't in general because everybody is so busy with work. Work just consumes everyone's lives. I was just talking to my friends in the US about this. I was assuming that they're hanging out with each other like every weekend or something, and I'm just like missing out or whatever. And then I realized they see each other like every few months. Everybody is so busy all the time. So in this day and age where a lot of people don't have a normal social life, I would prefer that my not normal social life be located here, in this paradise of bamboo, instead of in a city. And speaking of adult life being very busy, I thought that moving to a rural area would kind of slow me down a little bit. I'm definitely a type A person. I am literally that person in the meme, you know which one. So I really thought that by moving somewhere like this, it would kind of force me to slow down a little bit. But it turns out, even when I'm here, in this very quiet, pristine, slow lifestyle kind of a place where everybody's just chilling outside after 5 p.m. and people aren't hustling all the time, I am still hustling all the time. I really hope that sometime in the future I'll be able to do more classic traditional rural China things like growing food and raising chickens, but until then, I'm still really enjoying my life here, honestly. There aren't a whole lot of complaints I have. That's kind of it. I really enjoy the balance that I have right now of being here most of the time and then going to the city once or twice a week for work and enjoying some food and being around people and then getting away. So yeah, life is good right now. And in upcoming videos, I have a few more interesting travels to faraway places and some more little vlogs about my life here. Hope you'll stay tuned and see you guys next time.